So, welcome to this new lecture on of this course, Solar Photovoltaics Principles, Technologies and Materials. So, today we will learn about p-n junction light. So, before we do that, let us just recap the previous lecture. So, in the previous lecture, in the last class we learned about analysis of IV characteristics for a p-n junction in dark, and what we did was basically we solved the minority carrier equations, right. Essentially by considering depletion approximation, low level injection, and we considered only diffusion and recombination in bulk. Okay. That is on P and N side, all right. And what we did was we first derived the expressions for delta Pn and delta Np. So, delta Pn would be the minority carrier that is hole on N side, and then delta Np would be minority carrier that is electron on P side. So, we got the expressions for these from just the junction potential analysis. So, junction potential will give you delta Pn and delta Np. Plug in these values in the form of, so these values, so delta Pn and delta Np that you obtain are function of Va, right, because they are calculated in terms of junction potential, and then you plug in these values, substitute these in the minority carrier equations, which are second order differential equations. When you put them in second order differential equation and do the substitutions, apply appropriate boundary conditions, that what happens at the boundary of depletion region and what happens at the boundary far deep inside the semiconductor. So, when you apply these boundary conditions, then you get the expressions for this current, and basically you get the expression for first the delta Pn and delta Np, and then you put that into the diffusion current expression. So, you calculate what is Jn and Jp diffusion, and then you sum them together to calculate the total current in the semiconductor device. So, what we got was something like this: I is equal to I naught exponential of QVA by KT minus 1, all right, and I naught is this reverse saturation current. So, if you plot this IV characteristics, the curve is something like this. So, what we have here is this is minus I naught, which is in the reverse bias. So, this is V, this is I, and this is the forward current, which is very large exponential function. This is reverse bias. Okay. So, this analysis we did in the last class, and if you go through the lectures of last class again and again, it will become more clear as you solve the diffusion equation by second order equation yourself. It is a simple second order differential equation which is very easy to solve. Now, what we will do today is we will take we will analyze the p-n junction characteristics of a device in in light. So, for this I would first recommend you to these books, and the reference books for this section first can be considered is this Handbook of Photovoltaic Science and Technology, Science and Engineering by A. Luke and S. Hegedus, Wiley Publications. It is a very good book. Again, it has the analysis for characteristics in light, and then Physics of Solar Cells by Jenny Nelson, Imperial College Press, again a good book. So, most of the material that I am going to teach is going to taken from these two books in the context of physics of solar cells, in particular this Physics of Solar Cells by Jenny Nelson. Okay. So, now let us look at so what we are going to do is that we are going to make our work for a typical p-n junction device. Okay. So, basically what is the objective? The objective is to determine current as a function of voltage. Okay. And so, the steps that we are going to follow are, basic steps are, first we solve for properties in the depletion region. Then we solve for properties in quasi-neutral regions, which is the bulk region, okay, because now they do not remain quasi, they do not remain neutral, they become quasi-neutral because you have flooded this with light, okay. And third is find the total current, all right. So, this is how we go about it. So, let us first, so when we do semiconductor analysis, there are three conditions that you have to follow. First condition is that you have thermal equilibrium. So, that is what we did for p-n junction, that is dark with no bias, that is the first condition that we followed, right. And then we can have, so this is the basic condition that is present when you have no light and no bias. Then you can have another condition which is steady state condition, in which you have a constant voltage or light intensity which is applied to the device, okay. And then we have third one is transient, that is device performance or device characteristics are a function of time, okay, or you can say parameters, they change with time. Generally solar cell operate in these two regimes, okay. So, generally solar cell operate either in steady state conditions or in transient conditions. For the sake of analysis, we consider solar cell as steady state device for the sake of analysis. It makes it a little simpler, because if there is a time dependence, then it becomes even more complex. For the sake of simplicity, we keep the solar cell device as a steady state device. That means we consider only under a constant illumination or a constant voltage. There is no change in these parameters as a function of time. So, next we make what we call as depletion approximation. This you are familiar with already, that we have made in p-n junction in dark also. So, basically we have a p-n junction like this, this is the device, okay. Somewhere here we have a junction, on this side we have p side, on this side we have n side. This is the boundary of depletion region. So, you can say this is minus Wp, this is plus Wn, and so this is basically you can say p type region 1, which is called as quasi neutral region, which is what we called as neutral regions earlier, and it has zero electric field, that is no electric field, which means the bands remain flat, okay. This is n side, this is region 3, which is again you can say quasi neutral region with no electric field, okay. And then we have what we call as, so you can say, let me use a different color here. So, if let us say this was red, this p side, okay, then this boundary is the depletion region boundary on the p side, okay. And if I take the as the original color. Then this is what is your, so this total is, we can say, is the depletion region, which is basically demarked as region 2, okay, which is with electric field. So, electric field is not equal to 0, okay. So, this is what we have here. So, this is at x is equal to 0, this is at x is equal to minus Wp, this is at x is equal to Wn, and you can either change the origin from 0 prime, 0 double prime, or you can keep the same origin, just that you have to change the limits. So, what is the general procedure for solving? So, let us write the general procedure. So, general procedure is that we divide the device into 3 regions, region 1, region 2 and region 3. Okay. So, this is, we said it is P side, this is N side, and this is depletion region, or it is also called as SCR, that is space charge region. Okay. Space charge region, and these are called as QNR, quasi neutral region. All right. So, you have QNR followed by SCR followed by a QNR, and then we solve for electrostatic properties in the in region 2. Okay. So, generally the solution will depend upon the doping profile, but we assume that there is a constant doping and the junction is an abrupt junction. Okay. So, we assume that it is a constant doping throughout the semiconductor and abrupt junction. All right. Third is solution for solve for carrier concentration and current in QNR, that is the quasi neutral region, that is region 1 and 3 under steady state condition. So, we assume that this is under steady state. So, and what you do in this is, first you get a general solution, and then you find a particular solution depending upon the conditions at the edges and boundaries of the. So, determined by boundary conditions. Okay. And then we find the relationship between currents on two sides of SCR, that is the depletion region. Okay. So, basically it depends upon how much the generation happens, so on and so forth. So, let us first write the expression for carrier densities in the neutral region. So, we consider first, let us say assume that the junction is illuminated by a flux density, let us say ISE, okay, of photons of energy E. All right. So, when you apply bias, now apply bias, let us say bias is VA. So, when you apply bias, you will have electron current, you will have a hole current, and so electron current will be J N E, will depend upon. So when you apply with the, so the current will be, so we know that absorption will occur only for radiation energies higher than the band gap energy. So any current that you produce, photocurrent, as a result of illumination, will correspond to only those energies which are higher than the band gap. So you integrate from band gap to infinity, then we take this. So for each energy you will have a current, and then you integrate, right. So similarly, JPE is EG infinity small jn JP EX DE. So in that sense, actually this is you can say total Jn and total Jp, okay, for all the energies that are incident on the because you have integrated them over the interval Eg to infinity. And then we consider flat band conditions in the QNR regions, alright, that is electric field is equal to 0, and we consider linear recombination. And what does that mean? That R n is equal to delta n divided by tau n, and R p is equal to delta p divided by tau p, right. And finally, we say that minority current is mainly due to is diffusion controlled, and which is what is so it's essentially diffusion controlled current, okay, which is for minority carriers. So now let us anyway. So we have a general solution for JV characteristics for a PN junction in light. So the steady state continuity equations for minority carriers on both sides are, for electrons it is del 2 Np by del x2 minus of Np minus Np naught divided by ln square, which is the diffusion length, right. Because, and remember, we used to have d on this side, which we have brought it here, because if you recall, what is this equation? This is basically you can say del of j. So in this case we are taking Jn diff, right, minus of R whatever the, which is delta n divided by tau n, and now we have taken the generation term, which is small g in this case, let us say small g. This is the continuity equation. This was d del 2 Np divided by del x2. So we have brought d here. So as a result it becomes, so if you remove d from here, it becomes dn, this is divided by dn, and ln square is equal to tau n dn, right. Diffusion length is equal to square root of tau n dn. So for electrons we have del 2 Np by del x2 minus of, this is delta n, which is Np minus Np naught divided by ln square, plus g generation term as a function of energy and distance divided by dn, that is equal to 0. Similarly for holes you get this expression. So for both holes and electrons we get two minority carrier equations, and we know from basic physics that generation is equal to 1 minus R, which is the whatever is left after reflection, then absorption term multiplied by the photon energy multiplied by the exponential factor, which goes as a function of distance in the device, right. So depending upon how deep you go, you will have absorption. So at x is equal to 0, this will be the absorption, and if you go at this little deeper into device, the absorption will reduce as a function of this equation. So this is what the situation is. You have now a device, edges of the device are located at minus xp and xn. whereas edges of depletion region in the p and n side are located at minus Wpn plus sorry, this should be plus Wn. Okay. So, now we go to next. So, we in the next, first we do for SCR analysis. So, we say that electric field, the intrinsic energy level is flat in neutral region, but it varies within SCR, and the Fermi levels on p and n side EFN and EFP are split but constant throughout the SCR. So, the situation is like this. So, now we draw the band diagram of a p-n junction semiconductor. So, let us say this is the band diagram, right, and within this so you can say this is the p region, this is the n region, and between this we have SCR. So, essentially this is, let us say, the EI, the intrinsic Fermi level. Intrinsic Fermi level will always remain at the mid of the semiconductor. Since the electron, since the n side is now illuminated with light, which means n side is flooded with electron concentration in n side becomes huge. As a result, the quasi Fermi level for so this Fermi level on n side, so EFN shifts up, whereas the EFP on the other side, since this is the p side, the EFP on this side is lower, right, because this is p side region. So, it is going to be p rich. The Fermi level for p is going to be lower on this side, whereas Fermi level for holes, electrons is going to be. Now, in equilibrium both these Fermi levels match, right, but when the equilibrium situation is not there, when you expose the semiconductor to a lot of light, which means you create conditions which are not neutral conditions. As a result, you flood the semiconductor with excess carriers on both sides. So, n side becomes extremely rich in electrons because you have suddenly excited a lot of electrons from the valence to conduction band. Similarly, the p side becomes flooded with carriers. So, as a result, the Fermi levels move away. The electron Fermi level, that is on the n side Fermi level, moves up. It becomes more and more electron rich. On the other hand, the p side becomes more and more hole rich, so that the Fermi level moves down, and this is what we saw earlier, because remember EFN was equal to EI plus KT by Q ND divided by NI. So, as ND goes up, now in this case ND is not increasing, but N is increasing. So, this was basically, you can say, small n, right. This increases as you expose with light. So, when this increases, this also goes up. Similarly, in the other side is EFP, which is EI minus this term into NPP. So, this PP will increase, as a result this will go down. So, this will go down, this will go up with respect to the equilibrium positions. So, as a result of illumination, these two change. So, you can say that N is equal to Ni into exponential of EFN minus EI divided. Now, this is the electron concentration term from semiconductor physics. Similarly, P is given as Ni exponential of EI minus EF P divided by KT, and these two increase as this gap increases. So, the more this Fermi level shifts towards the conduction band, which means N increases, the more the Fermi level shifts towards the valence band, P increases after illumination. So, you can say that JSCR in this case, space charge region, is equal to Jn from minus Wp to Wn plus Jp from minus Wp to Wn, right. So, we are first worrying. So, this is equal to Q minus Wp to Wn R minus G dx. So, essentially what is the recombination, what is the generation, depending upon that your net current from the space charge region will be produced. So, this is unlike dark situation, because dark situation was there is no generation, there is no recombination, but now we are saying that we are throwing the. So, when you have a semiconductor device like this and you have flooded this with light. So, this is coming. So, whether it is this region or that region or this region, everywhere you will have carrier generation. All across the semiconductor device you will have carrier generation, which will lead to splitting of Fermi levels. As a result, you will have net current coming also from the SCR region. So, the total current in this case turns out to be, if you take for a particular energy, small j e is equal to J n minus W p e plus J p minus W p e, and this is J n at minus W p e, J p at W n e plus whatever is generated from the SCR region. So, essentially we are saying this J p in this case is nothing but giving rise to whatever was J p at W n e at W n plus whatever is generated from the SCR region, okay. Because remember the total current throughout the device has to remain. So, we are saying that in this case, so if you remember, we said that this is the device, this is the minus W p, this is plus W n. So, we are saying that the total current at this, so if this is J total, okay, we are saying that let us say you have some electron current at minus W p, which is the minority carrier, some hole current at plus W n, sorry, at this if you want to locate at this particular point, whatever the hole current is there and whatever the electron current is there, total will make the total current. This is fine in case of normal dark condition, you can say, because this condition, these two currents remain constant within the, so if this is J n, if this is J p, they remain constant within the depletion region. However, after illumination it does not remain. So, after illumination they do not remain the same. So, what we do is that instead we are saying whatever is J p at whatever is J n at this point, let us say J n, so this is J n at minus W p plus whatever current was here, okay, and then whatever is generated as a result of space charge. It could be negative, it could be positive depending upon more recombination or more generation, but this current is not same as this current, because earlier we assumed whatever goes in goes out, but now that is not the case because we have recombination generation taking place. So, for current to be calculated at this particular point, we take the electron current, so electrons are coming from this side to that side, plus hole current at this side, and so holes have gone from here to here, right. So, this hole current will change as it goes from here to here. Similarly, this electron current as it comes from, as the, see, you flood this side with excess holes, lot of holes are there after illumination, and these holes will jump to this side. Similarly, you have lot of electrons on this side and you will create a massive diffusion flux on this side. So, as a result, now and since this region is also leading to carrier generation to this side, there will be change within the depletion region. So, what we are saying now is that this J p at minus W p is equivalent to J p at this point, plus whatever might have come through the SCR, because, so we have to separate, because we are sure about the currents at this point and this point, but we do not know what is the current in the SCR region. So, that is why we want to do it separately, okay. So, we take the first component, that is J n at minus W p, and then we take J p at W n. So, this is the minority current on either side of the junction, and this is what is produced from the space charge region. If you remember, that is what we wrote earlier as well. In case of dark, this J e was equal to J n minus W p plus J p W n. Now, we have added one more term, which is J SCRE, right. This was there earlier also in the dark, because these two profiles were flat. So, whether you take at this point, whether you take at this point, both were similar, right. So, this is J total. If you just forget about the energy part here, so at a given energy, all right. So, at a given energy, in dark this was the expression, in under light, since you generate an extra current from the space charge region because of generation recombination, you add an extra current at a given position, whether on this side or on that side. Okay. So basically you can say that so J total would be whereas this all will fit into J total small j e dE. So here you are taking the energy as a function of one energy. If you want to integrate them for all the, if you want to get the total current, you have to integrate the whole thing from Eg to infinity for all the energies. So now we need to solve these equations, the differential equations which I showed you earlier, the minority carrier equations. Solution of those equations require you to have boundary conditions. So we will take that up in the next lecture. Okay. So what we have done in this class is we have just looked at some basic conditions for analysis of light current in a PN junction device, and we have divided the semiconductor device in 3 regions. Region 1 and region 3 are quasi neutral regions on P and N side, and space charge region is the junction region around the junction where you do. Now the approximations remain the same, however the conditions change because of flooding of because of generation recombination happening because of exposure to light. So we will do further analysis in the next lecture.